The following podcast is not affiliated with the developers who have created the games being reviewed. The reviews are solely the opinions of the hosts to be used to make an educated decision on what games to download and play.
Some coffee's fast, but not fresh. Some coffee's fresh, but only after a long wait. Speedway coffee is made fresh at the push of a button, hot or iced, so you can have fresh coffee your way, right away. Find a store near you at speedway.com/locations.
Holidays are here, and so is fashionable fitness. Gift yourself a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, a phone that folds in half to literally stand on its own. Pair it with the Galaxy Watch 4 for ultimate wellness and wow factor. Check health stats, flex personal records. Over 90 activities can be tracked, like biking, swimming, golfing, and more. Invest in yourself with tech made to crush goals. Holidays open up with Galaxy. Shop it all at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier. Products sold separately.
Hello, gamers, and welcome to Budget Arcade, the #1 free-to-play gaming podcast in the world. I'm Scott.
My name's Jeff.
Hey, I'm Mark.
And welcome to episode number 101. Just to recap, we play a free-to-play game every other week, and then we rate and review it. Mark, what was this week's game?
O is not a number. 101.
This week we played Listening to Scott Yell in His House.
Boy, those I hope for the people listening it sounds better than what we hear, because for us it sounds like Scott's in a public restroom. But I think he's using a different mic.
I am in a public restroom. What the heck?
Oh, well, that's fine then. Okay. Continue. Mark, what was this week's game?
This week we played Ragnarok Origins. It's developed by Tencent.
Origin. No S.
Bro, step your mic game up before you tell me what to put an S on, all right? Publisher is Gravity Company. You may know them from you may know Tencent from other games such as League of Legends, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG Mobile, Pokemon Unite, and your own Jeff's favorite, Chess Rush.
I do like Chess Rush. Good thing we played that this week instead.
Chess Rush is an awesome game.
It was released in the U.S. on November 10th of 2021 for the Android and iOS.
And that's it this week.
Cool.
At the end of each and every episode, we...
Did we rate and review this one?
Yeah.
Did you guys even play the game?
Yes, I played the game. Good God. I didn't pull a Fruit Ninja, okay? Don't come in here.
Okay.
I didn't do a Fruit Ninja or a Dota 2. So don't come in here like you're the man who always plays the game.
Gameplay.
So this is a massively multiplayer RPG. This does take place after the original Ragnarok Online, which came out, if I remember correctly, 20 years ago or so.
Sure.
Very similar controls, except on mobile. You do have a joystick on the touchscreen, as well as movesets that you can place on buttons on the right-hand side of the phone. You can also tap where you want to go on the screen, as well as tap enemies and interact that way. There is extensive quests in this, whereas in the original Ragnarok, they didn't really have that. There were quests, but finding quests were a lot harder, whereas they've really streamlined it in this game as opposed to the last game. It's considered more like World of Warcraft, where you could easily find your quest and continue to run your quest line because there was indicators that directed you where to go. In this version, though, however, you can click on the quest on the right-hand side or left-hand side of your screen, and your character will automatically go to where it needs to for that quest.
Keep going.
My kids are going crazy in the background.
Yeah, it's a, I hesitate to say, action RPG, where you can, like Scott said, you can either maneuver with the stick and the buttons and fight monsters. That would have been a better game. And you do damage. And I mean, then you get quests. It's an action RPG on your phone. And I do actually like the fact that it has the control scheme for tapping to attack. It makes it a little more pleasing to play on a phone as opposed to having to use virtual controls, which I'm not a big fan of.
And it's got the auto battle features, so
I love that.
Right. So the game is actually really great to look at. There's a lot of things going on screen at once. It renders very nicely. I did not. There's a lot of things to read here. I didn't read any of it. It almost reminded me. What was that other game we played?
Which one? We played a lot of other games.
No, it was very similar to this game. I don't remember.
Genshin Impact?
It does. It's got some similarities to how do you say it, Scott? Genshin?
No,
Genshin.
Genshin.
Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
It does have some similarities. That is a vastly superior game to this. But I did enjoy the fact that you could just tap on the quest and your character goes straight to it. Routes be damned. Don't talk to anybody, just go. I like that. I like the fact
the teleporting, so you didn't have to walk all the way across the map.
Oh, and I rode a bird, or had a bird carry me to one of my quests. Let's see. I did participate in a dance party for like 10 minutes. And that I found that really weird.
That was one of the events that they had, I believe, this past week. Let me ask you both: what job class did you guys choose?
Swordsman.
Okay, Mark went with swordsman. How about you, Jeff?
Loser.
Loser.
So you went with novice?
I went with
the entire time.
The uninstall one. I found it in one of the menus. Looks suspiciously like the menu of my phone. It said uninstall. Novice, I guess. Sure.
So you didn't go any further than a novice?
Nope. I'm going to be honest. I barely played this hunk of garbage. I'm going to be the mark this episode. How's everybody doing? This game is trash.
Okay. So anyways, you start out as a novice. As soon as you get up to job level 10 as a novice, you can switch over to either a swordsman, a mage, an acolyte, a merchant, or a thief. And then once your character reaches job 40 on one of those sections, they can go from the thief can go to an assassin, the merchant can go to I forget what the merchant can go to. I think it's a blacksmith, if I remember correctly.
Sailboat boy.
No, not a sailboat boy.
Oh.
The mage can go to wizard, the acolyte can go to a priest, and the swordsman can go to a knight, if I remember correctly. Because I know, so in the original Ragnarok, there was a second subset where you could branch off into a different character set from that second job or from that first job class, but they haven't initiated that into this game yet. It is coming into the future, but it's not available currently.
Yeah.
But yeah, you continue to quest and continue to level up. So leveling in this has been a lot easier than it was in the original Ragnarok Online, because the leveling was not quest based, it was grind based. And once you reach a certain threshold, the amount of experience points it took to get to the higher levels, exponentially went up, and it made it quite difficult to continue to play that game.
So it was more difficult to play than this game.
Oh, yeah, way more difficult to play than this game.
I remember watching you play that when we were in high school, or just out of high school, maybe, and not being jealous at all.
High school.
I was like, oh, this is what PC gaming is. I just went about my life. What was out back then? Would it have been PlayStation 2 era? Yeah.
No, it was Xbox One, or the original Xbox.
Which is PlayStation 2 era. No.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2, yes.
Yeah.
How you going to tell me I'm wrong and then tell me I'm right by answering?
Yeah, no, because I was playing Ragnarok probably around the time that Halo 2 dropped for us. So it was just at the beginning of online Xbox life.
Yeah. That's a good game. Remember that midnight release? That was my first midnight release.
Heck yeah.
And we stayed up all night playing Halo 2. That was a good game.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
So I'm going to bring us back to this game.
Why is Mark the voice of reason? This is insane.
It's upside. We're in the upside.
Decided not to play.
I listen. That's fair.
He's a novice.
That's fair. I can't even deny it.
So what about this game did you not like, Jeff?
Being on mobile, that is the main thing.
Right.
That it felt this type of thing where I have to navigate an overworld and find quests and play an action RPG on mobile. That was my problem.
I agree.
You didn't, though. All you had to do is click on the side quest and it would take you to where you needed to go.
There's so much going.
But that wasn't immediately to me. So what I see when I'm playing the game, in air quotes, is a map in the upper right-hand corner with icons
very small map
that I would go to in the hopes of finding a quest. And then I'd punch slimes in the face, and then I'd uninstall the game. That was my experience.
So the game doesn't actually tell you, hey, just tap this, and you'll go right to your quest. It actually,
no, it does not.
It introduces you to the joystick control of the game, and then I think I was just tapping around on the screen to see what everything was, and I tapped on the quest. And the dude starts, I was playing as a female, starts running to the quest, and I was like, wait a minute. Did I just put in a cheat code?
Yes, up, down, left, right.
Yeah, so I agree with Jeff. This game should not be on mobile just because there's so much going on at one time on the screen. It feels like a console title built for mobile, and I had difficulty installing on my phone, so I had to pivot to the iPad, and I guess it was a little bit better on the iPad as I'm playing on a bigger screen than just my phone, but it seemed like this game would have been so much better with a controller in my hand and navigating this open world, and not really open world, but these larger areas, interacting with my environment, which what this game wants you to do. I don't necessarily know why Tencent chose to make this game pivot from what you saying Ragnarok was on consoles before.
No, it was PC.
No, it was on PC.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I mean, same but different.
Pretty much exactly the same, but totally different.
But I don't know why they opted to make a what I imagine is a bigger game but on a smaller screen.
So,
So
go ahead.
go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, I was
Okay,
going to actually do some. Okay, you go ahead.
I was going to say that this is pretty much exactly the same game, because the world is actually the exact same. All the maps are exactly the same. Like there's no difference between these maps and the way they were in the original PC game. So the nostalgia factor of that is completely 100% there, because it's like stepping back into the game that I left years ago.
Yeah, it looks better though. I think one thing I can say is the graphics are nice. It looks like a Nintendo Switch game, which I know is not the big beefy powerhouse, but on your phone, it looks pretty nice. I can say that.
I do want to say that Mark did touch on it a little bit, but the screen is very cluttered with all the menus, and a lot of that has to do with the paywall.
Well, and a lot of that has to do with, again, being on mobile, and like mobile games in general often tend to have these cluttered interfaces that are less than ideal.
And this is a gotcha game too, but we'll get that to it in the paywall. But the game wants you to interact with all of these characters and the environment, and that's fine if you're like looking for a story-based adventure. But I felt that was a bit overwhelming on the small screen for me. Just to having to go run errand quests. That's because that's a lot of what you're doing. It's just back and forth between different things.
Oh no, it's 100%. That's all it is errand quests, and that's the way the quests were in the original Ragnarok as well. But again, like I said, they were harder to come by, and they weren't very clear as to where you had to go and what you had to do.
Right, but one thing I liked about this game is this. I got to like level 25, and that's another gripe of mine, is that you level very quickly in this game.
That's a gripe?
Well, but like I didn't know you could like level 40 and you level up again, and it's like, wait a minute, I thought I was doing good at 25.
So just like the original Ragnarok, the higher level you get, the more experience you have to have each level, and so it gets more grindy towards the higher levels.
Which makes sense. I mean, I get that. And that's fine if that's what you're into, but like having not played the original game, this was my first introduction to this franchise, so I wasn't expecting to level up as quickly as I did. And I just had my thought and I lost it.
Some coffee's fast, but not fresh. Some coffee's fresh, but only after a long wait. Speedway coffee is made fresh at the push of a button, hot or iced, so you can have fresh coffee your way, right away. Find a store near you at speedway.com/locations.
We did it again. Verizon was just named America's most reliable network by Root Metrics for the 16th time in a row, proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon builds networks. That's why we're building 5G right. That's why there's only one best network. Verizon. Best and most reliable based on Root Metrics reports from second half 2013 to first half 2021 of 3 operators on all network types combined, not specific to 5G networks.
You're leveling up faster than you thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Maybe your thoughts in the bottom of your glass.
Oh, that's true. Let me check. Nope. Yeah, I didn't enjoy the fact that everything's an errand, but I did it. I got it back. See, it did work.
It was in the bottom of the glass the whole time.
Told you.
So, like when you're going through when you first start, you have to do. You're picking like I was a swordsman, so I picked but I had to do this kind of platform through a level where you had to move about and miss some flamethrower stuff, and it was actually a game. Like I had to time my move right to progress through the dungeon quotes. And And I enjoyed that. I was like, oh, this is if this is what the game's going to be, I could dig this. But that was so few and far between that, like, I kept progressing through the quest thinking I'd get another dungeon level, and I would there was actually some sort of, like, dilemma where I'd have to actually strategize in the gameplay, and it just never presented itself. And that makes sense, knowing that Tencent makes these auto battlers, and that's what they want you to do. I just didn't think it was good here.
Paywall.
All right, so you said that this is a gacha game. Where did you get that from exactly?
Well, they have gacha pulls.
Well, I guess sort of they do. I mean, most everything in this game is more cosmetic than anything because you're not pulling characters.
No, but you're pulling currency to spend on whatever you spend.
Upgrading and stuff like that. I know there was some upgrades, like your armors you have to upgrade, and that require this currency. But you were given the currency pretty handily. But I know like a lot of the items you use to upgrade, I didn't get a lot of those. And I think you can purchase those within the in-game stores that people like put up auctions and stuff like that, and you can purchase from them. But I think like I didn't really delve too much into what you could purchase. There was a battle pass type of thing. There was like a event thing that you could purchase and a couple other things like that. But there was definitely a lot of things to purchase in this game, and I honestly didn't feel the need to purchase anything.
That's a good thing.
And I never got to the point where it felt grindy to me, so yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's way later for the grind. I know in the original Ragnarok, the grind was level 95, I believe, or 96, because 96. The amount of experience it took from level 1 to level 96, it took the exact same amount from 96 to 99.
Well, that's cool.
Not really. It was terrible back then, especially since there was no quest that gave any experience points. It was all kill monsters, and it usually the monsters you were able to kill.
What was the appeal of the OG Ragnarok that you played so much of it?
I think it was the community appeal. Like all the people that I play with in my guild, like we played a lot together. A lot of the people I actually played with at the time I worked with, and you know, whenever this game came out, I pulled a few of them back into the game to see if they liked it too, to try to get them to do some commentary, but they never were able to get that to me. But they did say like, oh yeah, this feels a lot like the original game.
But you like it better.
What?
This than the original game.
Nah, I wouldn't say I like it better, but there's some enduring things about this game. Yeah, there's a lot of quality life improvements that they didn't have in the original game. I do like that fact, but yeah, it's a good game. I guess we should go in the replayability then.
Replayability.
Here we are in replayability. It's nice here. It's 85 degrees, breeze from the northwesterly area. Judgment.
I mean, the replay. I mean, I guess it's high. There's a lot of things to look at and talk to.
I mean, the first week of playing, I wanted to get back into it every day and played it every day. But after the first week, I was just kind of like, yeah, it's there.
It's the same thing over and over.
Yeah, exactly.
And that, to me, if like, and what really bothered me about this game that maybe you run into as you get further up your level, but the MMO aspect where you know, in your typical good MMOs, you get this guild and you're doing quests together. I never experienced that. I never experienced a collaborative effort behind I saw the people running around in the game, but they were all doing the same quests that I was. They weren't trying to help me, and I wasn't trying to help them.
So there is not just the quest, but there's event, not quite events. There's like another quest line that you can do, and it brings you into this library area, and you have to party to be able to beat the bosses, and it's boss battles basically. But to do boss battles, you have to have it in a party. And I did a couple of those, and they weren't bad, but you could still autoplay those as well. Like, I could join a group and click on the thing that would follow the group leader the entire time, so I didn't have to touch the screen at all. And then you set it to auto attack any monsters, and then you just sit there and do nothing.
Right. Yeah.
So
maybe the replayability is not high.
Yeah, I honestly didn't feel it was high at all. It didn't pull me back in like the original Ragnarok did.
How big was the player base for the original Ragnarok? Was it super popular?
Oh, it was. Yes, it was very popular, especially over in the Asian nations. There was because this game is a Korean-based game. I know there was a lot of Korean players who played the game.
Well, it came out a full year ahead of in Korea, so.
Yeah, no, it did. Well, no, so originally it dropped in Korea and in the US at the same time as the beta. And I actually played the original beta, but whenever the beta started, there was only one city that you could go to, which was the desert city, and a couple of the surrounding maps. And you could only pick three factions, I think. You could only be either the swordsman, a thief, or a mage originally, whenever that first beta came around. But I would say about 6 months into a year of that beta, they pulled it from the US because I guess the US people weren't actually helping the beta, where they were just sitting there complaining about the game.
Wait, that doesn't sound like Americans. Are you sure?
And so Korea pulled the Korean Gravity. They pulled the game from the US and of the beta, and then didn't drop it again until it was fully completed. I want to say it was a year after it was completed before they dropped it back.
Judgment.
All right, so at the end of each episode, we decide whether the game deserves our seal or not and requires a 2/3 vote to be approved or denied. Jeff, we already know what you're going to vote, but
yeah, absolutely. This game, it installs and uninstalls very easily. I'll leave it up to you two to decide whether it's good or not.
All right, Mark, the fate is in our hands. What do you say?
Oh, this game's trash.
Yes! I knew it all along! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
No, I had a sour taste for this game in my mouth when it wouldn't install on my phone for no apparent good reason, and it's fetch. All it is fetch and come back and talk to people. Fetch and go time. It is. Seeing what this developer Tencent made previously, and then seeing this game, I'm like, hold up. Was this Tencent B Squad?
I want to say Tencent only published it. They didn't develop it. Gravity is the developer, and they're the ones who had all the developable
That's
control.
not true. I'm looking at it right now. The developer is Tencent. The publisher is Gravity.
No.
And unless you're telling Google it's wrong.
Google?
Listen.
Gravity is the one who made the original game.
The internet doesn't lie.
Maybe Tencent had the engine for them to use to put it onto mobile, I would say. But whatever. Maybe Tencent bought out Gravity. That could possibly be.
Once again,
that would make more sense.
That's Google. It's right here.
Yeah, because everything on the internet's true.
That's
That's what we just said.
I didn't hear you say that. Sorry. Okay, so this game, it did bring back a little bit of the nostalgia feel, but I do like some of the quality of life improvements for this game, like the quest in general. However, I would have liked if it didn't make the quest so easy. Also,
biggest gripe I have about this game is, so original Ragnarok, you had all your abilities that you could hotkey to a bar at the very top of your screen. And the bar corresponded to through numbers 1 through 0. And you had up to 10 abilities that you could put on those. This game does not have that. You get a small wheel on the right-hand side of the screen that has an attack and then 4 abilities around that. You can switch it to another wheel that gives another 4 abilities and another central ability. So you get 5 abilities total on that wheel. So you do get a total of 10, but you have to switch back and forth to use them effectively. They've kind of simplified some of the other abilities. Like, so as a priest or acolyte, you had a increased agility ability in the original game. And it was an active ability that you had to cast. This now is not an active ability. All it does is cast the same time that you cast another active ability that buffs you or your teammates. It's not going to get my seal. I enjoyed the original game, but it's a pale comparison in capturing that same magic of that game, and it's because of that it's not getting my seal. So this is not Budget Arcade approved.
I knew it all along, baby.
So Gravity.
All right, Jeff, you pick this game, the next game. How about that?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, you saying I keep giving you trash games. You pick the next game.
Oh, okay.
You just named one today in the Discord.
Yeah, but it's not ready for prime time yet. Let me take
Whatever that means.
It's
right, what were you gonna say, Mark, while he's
it's
looking
like
at...
alpha. Yeah, it's not
So
ready to go.
the Gravity Company's website lists the Gravity Company as the developer and publisher for this game.
Of this game.
Wait,
Okay.
no, we played Ragnarok Origin.
Yes.
No, okay, my mistake. That was right. I was looking at Ragnarok Online. So it doesn't list the developer. What? This is crazy. This is like an episode of Doctor Who. So you click on their Ragnarok Origin tab, and it just lists a publisher, not a developer. And you click on every other game that they publish, and it lists a developer. The plot.
One thing we should mention: it's looking like PUBG is going to go free to play.
Like the original?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
They're trying to dive in on that free to play market right now. So
probably trying to get their player base.
Yeah,
back.
that's what the big thing is their player base is shot.
Well, and that, is Tencent's the developer on that one, right? Who developed PUBG?
They only did the mobile version, not the original.
Yeah, the original one is
mobile PUBG.
Mobile PUBG. I don't know who did the original one.
It was a single person developer, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't remember what his name is.
Okay.
Anyways, Jeff, what's the next game?
I'm looking.
Oh, okay. Not so easy, is it?
Well, you kind of put him on the spot, so
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh, Mark.
Do you want me to cut all this out so it makes it seem like you did it right away?
No, it's fine. I'm not embarrassed by being a human being. I'm not perfect.
sometimes
I know that
I'm
it
embarrassed
sounds
by
that
being-
way. Game suggestions. Let me see the ones I put in here. Why don't we do the dang one that Elliot said, the Final Fantasy?
Oh, yeah, we could do that. That's on mobile as well, isn't it?
I don't know.
Is it available on where? Well, make sure I can.
Final
play it.
Fantasy First Soldier. This way I have deniable culpability where I can just blame Elliot.
Hey, that's fine. We can blame Elliot.
So First Soldier is on iOS and Android. So
All right, so mobile.
Final Fantasy
So,
VII First Soldier. Gonna be a no from me, dog. So if you want to get at
Save
us,
it for the seal.
You can go to facebook.com/Budget Arcade. You can also check out Twitter and Instagram at Budget Arcade. We're on Twitch and TikTok at Budget Arcade Podcast and budgetarcade.com.
If you want to help support the show, you can do so at our Patreon, patreon.com/Budget Arcade. You can join our Discord and you can interact with us, as well as vote on our poll as to who will vote what on the next game. The more points you accrue from that, the more likely you can use our points in the store and purchase something within the store, including Budget Arcade t-shirts, if you didn't want to purchase one outright. We do have a link for the... Yes, we do have a link for the t-shirts in the show notes if you want to purchase one of those. There's a Save It for the Seal, #free Mark, and PoBleMubG t-shirts available. Our music is provided by Stimage, and you can download his music at metroidmetal.com. And game on.
We did it again. Verizon was just named America's most reliable network by Root Metrics for the 16th time in a row, proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon builds networks. That's why we're building 5G right. That's why there's only one best network, Verizon. Best and most reliable based on Root Metrics reports from second half 2013 to first half 2021 of 3 operators on all network types combined, not specific to 5G networks.
Give your heart some love with circulation-boosting bioactives, proven to improve blood flow for better oxygen and nutrient delivery. Boost circulation from day one for better cardiovascular performance that keeps improving over time. Try CocoVia Cardio Health Supplement, available as a capsule or a powder. Visit cocovia.com today. That's COCOAVIA.com and use coupon code CCV20 to get 20% off your order. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease.